Latinos United, aka Oakland Latinos Unidos. I'm doing it live today. Today being the 34th anniversary of the Loma Prieta Earthquake, the big earthquake that hit in 1989, October 17th, 1989 at 5:04 p.m. You know what I mean? A very devastating earthquake, one of the last big ones to hit the Bay Area. Well, you could count the Napa earthquake as the second biggest in 2014. But I wanted to go down through West Oakland and show you where the old Cypress Freeway used to be, which is now, in those days, it was Cypress Street. Now it's Mandela Parkway. I'm going to give you a little bit about the history of what happened that day and my own personal take on it because I was there when it happened. And we're going to drive through Mandela Park. What's up, shortcuts? We're going to drive through Mandela Parkway and I'm going to show you where the freeway used to be. And I just want to share my little story of what happened that day, and hopefully you guys are press the like button. You know what I mean? This day is always a trip to me because I remember it so clearly. I was a little kid, but I remember it real clearly. I was 12 years old at the time. Fuck, imagine 12 years old, 34 years later. I'm 46 years old. You know what I mean? Like I was telling Shortcuts and Cepeda earlier, I think that shit gave me PTSD back then because when I remember in the building and it rattles a little bit, I get nervous, bro. You know what I mean? But, 1989, October 17th, 5:04 p.m. It was a hot Tuesday, just like today, which is weird. You know what I mean? It was a warm Tuesday. Bay Area was very warm, kind of similar to today, a very beautiful day, clear outside. Um, I remember, I'm going to tell you the story. What's up? What's up, bro? What's up, bud? Bud? What's that? Bud, what's up, bro? I'm going to tell you the story of what happened that day where I was, and then we're going to take a little drive through where the old freeway used to be that collapsed during that day. Right now I'm in West Oakland. I'm kind of by the lower bottoms, kicking back into town. But, yeah, October 17, 1989, I was 12 years old. It was an interesting time in the Bay Area's history because one big thing was going on at the time that people forget. The World Series was happening that week. And the Giants were playing the Oakland A's. That's why I'm wearing the A's hat today. Feel me? I'm wearing the 1988 Oaktown's kicking a t-shirt, taking it back to the old days. I even dressed the part. But yeah, the Cypress. We're gonna go by there too. But the A's were playing the Giants. You know what I mean? That's when the A's were actually fucking a dope team. When they had Ricky Henderson, they had Dave Henderson, they had Jose Canseco, the Bash Brothers, Jose Canseco, Mark McGuire, Dennis Eckersley, Terry Steinbach, and various others who used to play in the A's back then. I don't remember. I can't remember. The only person I remember, the Bash Brothers, exactly. The only person I remember playing back then for the Giants was Will Clark. Even though the Giants were good at the time, but I wasn't a Giants fan, so I only remember Will Clark really out of the Giants at that time. But yeah, Canseco. Yeah, that's when Canseco was a big name around here. It sucked being named Jose because everyone around here in the town, oh, what's up, Jose Canseco? Back then. But anyway, yeah, man, the World Series was playing. The A's and the Giants were playing in the World Series. They were in San Francisco. This is back when Candlestick Park was there. Like I said, today's a very beautiful day, nice sunny day outside. And I remember that day it was sunny and warm. I remember I came home from school. Like I told you guys before, at the time I was going to Franklin Elementary School in Funktown. There's a long story why I was going there. So I used to take the number 82 bus from Franklin all the way back down to Fruitvale, and I would walk to my house I lived on Chapman at that time. I wasn't living on East 7th. We had moved around the corner. And, but, yeah, same. But, I remember, no, not because I was cold. It was something else, bro. But anyway, yeah, I guess you could say it was. But, normal routine. Jumped on the number 82, came home. You feel me? Same age. I remember that day very well. The Bay was serious. My mom was ending the Bay's bridge. She turned around. Yeah, man. So I was going down the number 82 bus, my normal routine. I remember it was hella hot. I remember right. I think I was wearing shorts that day because it was hot. I remember walking down Fruitvale to the house. Nobody was home. At that time, my parents they used to work. My mom used to actually work. You guys might know, some of you who know the area. Maybe shortcuts might know. My mom used to work at a rest home at that time. She used to be the cook, and the rest home used to be right when you would cross uh, the, the the High Street Bridge to Alameda. On the Alameda side, it was right on the left. It was the first building right when you got off the bridge. My mom used to actually work there. You know what I mean? And and my mom didn't get off till like 6 or 6:30. I remember. And my dad used to, at the time, he used to do deliveries. What a coincidence! I do deliveries now. And he used to be a mechanic, and he used to do deliveries. Oh, it's still there, the rest home. And he would get off like around 5, I think, from work. So I would pretty much be home by myself till about 5, roughly around 5, 5 or 6, 5:30, 5 or 5:30. You know what I mean? Till an adult came home. Sometimes my brother was there. My older brother had already moved from the house. My older sister had moved from the house. They didn't live there no more. It was only me and my little sister. And my little sister used to stay like in a little after school program. Those of you who remember El Centro Infantil de la Raza. So they would keep her until my parents got off of work, and he would pick them. They would pick her up. Sometimes I would walk down there and pick her up too. You feel me? Yeah, bro, I was a latchkey kid, bro. You know, when my parents weren't there, I just ran around the neighborhood, bro, on my bike and kicking it with the little homies. But on that particular day, I remember it was hot. I was chilling. I was gonna watch the World Series. It hadn't started yet. It was gonna start. I want to say roughly around 5:30 or 6. And then I was telling Shortcuts this story earlier because he asked me. Uh, I remember I was home alone. Nobody was home. My brother wasn't there. My dad wasn't there. And I was home alone, probably watching cartoons, watching the Transformers or something, whatever cartoons I used to like to watch at the time. Remember, I was 12. I was a kid still. And I remember my dad came home early, earlier than usual. He came home probably like around 4 something. It had to have been like 4:45 or something, bro, because the earthquake hit at 5:04, and it was not too long after that. So my dad came home, and I remember my dad was like, "Are you hungry?" I said, "Yeah, a little bit." Maybe I was watching Punky Brewster. I can't remember what I was watching. Something. I just remember I was watching TV. I remember I had the fan on. We had a fan. The fan was feeling good because it was a hot day. You know what I mean? Getting ready to low. I wasn't doing that yet. But anyway, uh, it was a warm day. I was in front of the fan, just chilling, feeling good in front of the fan, watching TV. And then my dad came home. He's like, "You hungry?" I said, "A little bit." He's like, because my mom wouldn't get home till roughly around 6 or 6:30. So, I wasn't gonna get no food till she came home, unless my dad would bring some food. Sometimes he would buy us food. That day he was like, let's go to 7-Eleven, to the one right there in the block. You know what I mean? Because we lived on Chapman Street, so the one right there on 29th. And I remember my dad telling me, like, let's go to 7-Eleven, let's get some little snacks or, some microwave burritos or something, and just hold us down till mom gets home. And I was like, I just really didn't feel like going out. I was tired, it was hot, and I was like, just bring me something. It's cool, just bring me something, Dad, and I'll be here chilling. I don't want to go out. And I was a kid still, 12. And my dad said, all right. So he left with my sister to the car. And I don't know, bro. This is the thing that's weird. I don't know if this kind of stuff is real. Did God tell him? Did the forces of nature tell him? But something told my dad, don't leave him home alone. You know what I mean? And my dad strangely came back after he was already in the car getting ready to leave. He came back and was like, nah, Jose, you're coming with me. Get dressed. We're going to the store. I don't know why he did that. He normally wouldn't do stuff like that unless he was really adamant about something. But he was like, nah, we're going to the store. You're getting dressed. You're coming with us. With me. All right. So I said, I'm a kid. My dad, he's the king of the house. So I'm like, all right. So I throw on my shorts or whatever, and get dressed, go to the car with them. Can't remember what kind of car my dad had at the time. Going last, but I just remember when we got to the 7-Eleven, which was only a few blocks down from where we lived. We were in this car, and I know we were gonna go do other errands. Maybe that's why he wanted me to go with him, because he wasn't gonna be back home and like right away. He had some other errands to run. So we went to 7-Eleven, and I still remember as bright as yesterday, bro. Like if it was yesterday, it's clear as day. There you go. I remember I had the 7-Eleven door in my hand, and I heard my dad yell, "Está temblando" in Spanish. And I looked at him like, is my dad tripping or something? I heard him say it loud with like a very authoritative voice, like, "Está temblando." And I said, what the? And I looked, he yelled it at me because I walked away. He was still getting my sister out of the car. And I was holding the 7-Eleven door and in my hand. And when my dad said, "Está temblando," I looked, and I thought he was tripping because I didn't feel or see none. I thought maybe a truck passed and he felt the jolt. But then next thing you know, I kind of like paused and just really looked, and I started noticing the fucking cars going like this, like they had hydraulics. And I was like, oh shit, what the hell? And then I looked at the 7-Eleven with the door in my hand, and the building started going like this, bro. And I just remember, like, Shortcuts was asking me if I cried. No, bro. I just remember I was kind of like in shock. It was almost like in slow motion. It's weird. I just remember, like, I jumped into survival mode. And I remember me and my dad, we just ran to the middle of the parking lot where there was nothing that could fall on us. So we just all ran and huddled together in the middle of the parking lot of 7-Eleven, bro. And a whole bunch of other people did, too. You know what I mean? And the ground, I swear, it felt like this, bro. And it looked weird. Like when you were looking at the sidewalk, it looked all weird, bro. You know what I mean? Was the water? Nah, it was because the water was on the other side by the bridge. I was kind of far from the wall. And the 7-Eleven, you can't see it. And I remember, I could look at the 400 Club across, what's it called? 400, 200, 400 Club, I think is what's called. Across the street, and I remember it was just shaking. I remember the telephone poles were going like this, like they looked like they were jumping rope. I swear to God, that's what they looked like, bro. And I remember I was just like, what the fuck? In my head, I was like, oh man, there's a big earthquake. This is the big one. Thinking that. And then they say it was only between 15 and 20 seconds, but it felt like longer than that to me. You know what I mean? I don't know. Like I said, it almost felt like slow motion. It was weird. And then you got to remember, this is before Google or computers or the internet. So we didn't know. We didn't know what was going on. You know what I mean? I remember we went over to East 14th. I can't remember why. I remember the old Montgomery Ward's building on 29th and East 14th. The police had the streets closed because all the windows shattered and fell on East 14th, bro. And then I remember people were like outside of their houses, kind of like in a daze, like what the fuck, you know what I mean? All around the neighborhood and all around Fruitvale and East 14th, you know what I mean? And then we were hungry, and believe it or not, this is the thing I'll never fucking forget, bro. Never to this day. I won't forget. We were hungry. Even though after the earthquake, we were just hungry. That was the whole point of going to 7-Eleven. We were going to get some food. Once we, got it out of our senses, my dad's like, let's just go get some food. But everything was closed, bro. Everything. McDonald's, Jack in the Box, Pollo Loco, everything was shut down. And the only thing that was open, bro, was the taco truck on 29th and East 14th. I shit you not. And there was hella people there buying tacos. You know what I mean? Right there in Migriense, bro. So we went there and bought some tacos, bro. You know what I mean? And ate some tacos, and we were just chilling, and my dad was talking with some other paisas about the earthquake, and it was a surreal day, bro. And I remember we went to my mom's job to make sure she was okay. She was doing good. Electricity had went out. We hadn't even been to the house yet, bro, this whole time because we were over here getting food. We're over here at my mom's house, my mom's job. You know what I mean? I probably had some tacos. You know what I mean? And finally, finally, my mom was okay. And I remember when we were at the rest home, I remember the power being. It looked like it was out, but I remember some of the TVs were on. I don't know if they were on a generator or something. And I could remember seeing the destruction because you got to remember this is before the internet. So we were seeing like the Bay Bridge piece of it collapse, and we were like, "What the fuck?" Like tripped out, like, "Oh shit, this thing was big." You know what I mean? And I remember after that, we finally went home, and then my dumbass brother was home. He finally had gotten home, and it's a funny story where he was at. He later told me that he was with his homies in downtown Oakland, that they were in front of the police station picking up one of their homies who had been in court, and the earthquake hit while they were in downtown Oakland. My brother said that all the office buildings, like the people ran out all scared out of all the office buildings. You know what I mean? Um, and and yeah, my brother got home, and then we had electricity, thankfully. And I remember a car got damaged. I was telling Chris Grima about this earlier. A car got damaged on East 7th Street because a piece of a telephone pole fell on it. And I remember we got home. Luckily, we had TV on. And, back then when they had the rabbit ears, because I think we had cable. We had Oakland cable at that time, but cable was out. So my dad connected the old rabbit ears to the phone. And that's when we seen all the fucking destruction, bro. We were able to put it on Channel 2 or one of those stations. And we seen, that goes to show you how long ago this was, bro. We seen the Cypress Freeway collapse, you know what I mean? In West Oakland, we were shaken by that, bro, because we all had crossed that freeway. I was a kid, but I used to cross that freeway with my mom and dad all the time, bro. My dad and mom used to be on that freeway all the time. I remember that traumatized me because I was like, damn, imagine if my parents would have been on that fucking freeway. They could have got killed, man. Because they used to cross it all, especially my dad, that he used to do deliveries. And I remember San Francisco, the Marina District was all damaged up. You know what I mean? Hey, what's up, babe? I was on the block ground move like ocean. Do you remember next earthquake? Yeah, that's what I was saying. It was like waves. But I remember thinking about the freeway. That really creeped me out, bro. Because my parents used to cross it all the time. You know what I mean? Well, if you don't like it, get off. Anyway, and then yeah, I remember we were just watching like the destruction. The Bay Bridge fell, the Cypress fell, all the damage in the Marina District, all the damage in Santa Cruz. There was damage in Salinas and Watsonville. There was damage in San Jose. You know what I mean? It was damage everywhere. You know what I mean? It was scary, bro. And I remember that night, I remember it was warm. I remember I don't think I even slept good that night, probably, bro. I remember it was hot. I just remember it was a hot week. At least that day was hot, even at night. And the next day, I remember we went to go see the Cypress, bro. We went down there to check it out, everybody. There was hella people out there in West Oakland, bro. There was hella people, hella reporters, hella people just looking. And we seen it just destroyed, bro. We were from a distance. And there was still people dead, trapped in there, bro. It was crazy, bro. It was hard to believe what we were seeing, to say the least, bro. And I remember we drove through downtown Oakland, and there was hella buildings damaged, cracked up. You know what I mean? I remember this one building that was being constructed. Some of the pieces fell to the ground. Yeah, I remember downtown Oakland was really badly damaged. I don't know if you guys, What's it say? Christmas spirit. Anyway, I just remember the damage everywhere, bro, around Oakland, the Cypress. It was sad, bro. The Cypress, uh, I think like 40 something people died. I think they said it would have been more people killed if the World Series wasn't happening. A lot of people went home early to watch the World Series. So a lot of people think that there's a theory that if the World Series wouldn't have happened, more people would have got killed that day. You know what I mean? And yeah, it was pretty bad, man. It was a pretty bad day. It was one of those days I'll never forget. I think what really messed me up is that I was a kid, and that was the first time I ever really had the concept of mass death. I think that's what fucked me up with it the most. You know what I mean? And also the concept of I could have got killed. My parents could have got killed easily. You know what I mean? And I would say that's one of the reasons that I remember that day so clearly. And when the anniversary comes, it always sticks out in my mind. You know what I mean? Because it was just the first time I ever had the concept of mass death and mass destruction, and seeing it in person. Yeah, it was kind of a trip, man. It was kind of a trippy thing. I don't know if you guys remember it that way. Those of you who were here, but as a kid, I was 12. I didn't understand that. You know what I mean? I had never been through anything like that, and it was just, yeah, it was eye opening. You know what I mean? It was dope. It was a dope time to be alive, but it was a crazy event that happened. You know what I mean? But that's just town business. That's just what it was like growing up in Oakland in the 80s, 89. There were so many problems going on. That's when the homicide rate was high. Gang wars were in full effect. Drug wars, you know what I mean? And then you have this big earthquake that was happening, killed a bunch of people. I remember the little Mexican kid who got his leg cut off. His name was Julio Berumen. His mom, Becca Berumen. I was telling Chris Grima about this. Now, the Berumens, they were this family that were in their car when the freeway fell. They were a Mexican family, I think from Richmond. And when the freeway collapsed, the mom, her name was Becca, she got killed. I found out later in life she was really young. She was only like 23 or something like that. She was young. And she was with another lady named Yolanda Orozco. And my mom swears she knew that lady, you know. And I want to say, if it's true, I did meet her when I was a little kid. She happened to be in the car with them when it fell, and Becca died, and Yolanda died. My mom swears up and down that was the same lady, Yolanda, that we knew when I was little. But this is before Google and all that. In those days, or Facebook, if you weren't in contact with someone, you lost track of them. You lost track of them. You know what I mean? That's how it was in those days. But yeah, it's crazy. Like when the freeway fell, a lot of people jumped in to save people. A lot of civilians, bro, that they could have got killed. They could have got hurt, maimed. They jumped in there to save people, bro. People from the community, a lot of black people, a lot of raza that worked in the factories and warehouses around West Oakland, that went in there and saved people, bro. You know what I mean? People forget that. Some say that they were saving people even before the paramedics and police got there. And yeah, it was just one of those crazy days, bro. A lot of people got killed. I think 63 people in total got killed in the earthquake. I think like 40 something, might have been 40 something got killed on the Cypress itself. Luckily, it wasn't more than that. It could have been way more. The cholos, yep, the cholos and the cholas and the crack dealers. But yeah, man. But yeah, that was my memory of the 89 earthquake. 34 years ago today. It was a crazy time, bro. It was a crazy time. A lot of destruction around the Bay Area. But we're gonna take a little tour before I end this. I'm in the West right now, so I'm gonna take you down Cypress where the freeway used to be. You know what I mean? And then I'll cut it off. But I just wanted to make a quick little live for the anniversary of the earthquake. I always Remember this day clearly, man. You know. But yeah, Petra Berumen and her son, I think his name was Julio Berumen, he got his leg cut off when the freeway fell because his leg was stuck under the seat, bro. Crazy, man. Oh yeah, alive. But yeah, man, I'm in the West. I have to do a couple things in Oakland real quick. That's why I'm in the town. All seekers. But yeah, man. So hopefully everything a good day. It's hot today. It's actually kind of warm in the Bay Area today, which is kind of creepy. What's the most reliable? I'm not sure, bro. I don't know anymore. Some of the places I used to use the bathroom in downtown Oakland are no longer there. There's the West Oakland BART station. Those of you who know, we're right here by Cypressville, old school, right by the BART. In the West. Fuck my dad. You know, he's long gone now, bro. My mom too. It's crazy. They were there with me when all this shit happened. So right here where I'm Mandela Parkway, this used to be Cypress Street. This is where the freeway used to be. You know, we're right by Cypress Village. You know what I mean? So the freeway would have been right on top of us. If you look above us, that's where the freeway used to be. And back in the days, it would have probably turned here and go straight down Mandela. So if you were going from Oakland to San Francisco or Berkeley, you rode on the bottom. And if you were coming back to San Francisco towards Oakland, you rode on the top. So unfortunately, the people that were at the bottom got crushed to death. You know what I mean? Got killed instantly, bro, when the freeway fell on them. Some of the people on the top got killed too, but more people survived the top part than the bottom part. Yeah, this is where the double decker used to be, bro, right above us. Right above these trees, bro, that would have been the freeway. If we were here in 1989, 34 years ago, we'd be in this total destruction and chaos and death and you name it. It'd be right in front of us. I remember when we came down to West Oakland with my dad. My dad had to pick up something from a warehouse. And it was right after it was demolished. It was like, I think it was the next year, 1990. I think it got demolished sometime around like, I don't know, February, April of 1990. They opened up the street finally. I remember just looking at it empty. It felt so creepy coming down here, bro. Now, the freeway was like 30 years old at the time. It had been built in the late 50s. And the irony is, to build the fucking freeway, they had to destroy the original Mexican barrio of Oakland and the old black neighborhoods of West Oakland. Tell me that ain't some shit. For it could fall down, you know, 30-something years later, bro. You know. Yeah, they took a few years, bro. They didn't open the new freeway till what, like 1997 or something like that? 95, 98, 99, something like that. They never rebuilt right here, bro. My dad knew a Bicep dude who jumped in the freeway and helped people, bro. This dude named William, my dad used to be cool with. Maybe you knew shortcuts. He used to live on East 7th Street. There were some freeways that connected downtown. Supporting. Yeah, the reason the freeway fell was because the columns that held it up weren't built right, and they were very shallow. They were very thin, and they bursted when the freeway hit. That's why it fell. They weren't reinforced. And it was built in the 50s. They didn't really have the technology that we have today, so that goes to show you why it collapsed. But yeah, right above us, bro. Right above us is where it would have been, bro, many years ago. Sad, bro. So many people died here, bro. It's unfortunate. It's hard to believe that so many people lost their lives right here where we're at. R.I.P. to them, man. R.I.P. to Becca Berumen, Yolanda Orozco, and all the other people that died here that day. You know. But yeah, man. A lot of people don't know that, though. A lot of people from the town, a lot of people, that moved here to Oakland, they don't be knowing the history of this street, bro. Until I tell them, they get shocked. Like, really? I heard about that, but I didn't know it was there. And sad, now this area is fucking taken like JCAX, unfortunately. But yeah, man, that was my story about the '89 earthquake. Crazy day I won't forget. I remember it like it was yesterday. You know what I mean? It's crazy because when you would come up to this part, I remember it because I remember coming down here with my parents when the freeway was still here. I remember the freeway used to be right above us. Once you pass the stop sign coming up, there was a freeway entrance. You could just get on it, and it would take you to the Bay Bridge. It was the old entrance to the Bay Bridge. If you were on the freeway, you'd be on top of us. But if this little side street used to be the entrance back in the days, I remember that. And then it kind of ended about right here. It's when it would start like going towards the Bay Bridge. Yeah, the piece of the Bay Bridge fell. The old Bay Bridge was a cantilever section, and the top part fell to the bottom, and the Samoan lady died because she flew over the thing and she got killed. She didn't see that the bridge had fell because you couldn't really see it. And she tried to stop and she flew over it and killed herself. But yeah, man. But hey, y'all, I gotta stop here in Emeryville real quick I gotta buy a couple things. That's why I came down here also, because I wanted to stop at the little shopping center over here. So I want to buy something. But yeah, I wanted to just tell you my little story about the '89 earthquake. It was kind of on my mind today. And, Shortcuts asked me earlier if I'll make a live about the earthquake. And I thought about it. And I said, you know what? I got to go to Emeryville. Hell yeah. I'm gonna do one. So that's why I did one. But, yeah, bro. Look, I didn't know they built a Chick-fil-A right there. I just realized that they built a Chick-fil-A there. I didn't know there was a Chick-fil-A there till recently. I still haven't went there though. But yeah, yo. But anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. You guys be safe. If you feel an earthquake happen, bro, get in the doorway, run out of your house, do whatever you can to survive, bro. Don't get yourself killed. You know what I mean? Because you never know. We live in an area where earthquakes are prone to happen, so it could happen. All right, y'all, be safe. Late.